when your time is up, then it is your job to put the country first and think beyond your own ego and your own interests and your own disappointments.
It has now been over a week since it became clear that Joe Biden would be the next president, and now there is a growing chorus of voices warning that the president's refusal to admit defeat is damaging to our country and our democracy. Former President Obama is urging Trump to live up to his own motto and put America first.
If you want, at this late stage in the game, to be remembered as somebody who put country first, it's time for you to do the same thing.
In his first interview since the election, Obama says Trump is denying reality, describing his behavior as a danger to democracy. Over the weekend, the president seemed to recognize Joe Biden's victory, briefly acknowledging on Twitter Sunday Biden won the election, only to walk it back. Trump tweeting, "I concede nothing. We have a long way to go." The president continues to falsely insist he actually won, claiming without any evidence that the election was somehow rigged against him. But nearly every lawsuit his team has filed has been thrown out. And as COVID cases surge, the president is all but ignoring the virus. He hasn't attended a meeting of his coronavirus task force since the beginning of the summer. Dr. Anthony Fauci now urging the Trump team to work with the incoming Biden administration. The concern here, of course, is that without a smooth transition, it could impact or hinder the rollout of a vaccine. Biden and his team are trying to get ahead of this, planning to meet this week with some of the vaccine producers. And today, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be delivering remarks about their economic plan. So they're trying to forge ahead even as their hands are tied.
We won't stop fighting, and we won't stop pushing, and we won't stop standing until we get justice for Quawan Charles.
Hey, I'm Janae Norman here in New York, and we're following this disturbing story out of Louisiana that you've probably seen on social media. 15-year-old Quawan Charles, his family reported him missing on October 30th, and days later, his body was found in a sugarcane field. A preliminary autopsy report says that he likely drowned, but his family suspects foul play. They say when he was found that his face was disfigured and mangled, and it looked like he'd been tortured.
I mean, literally, we think that somebody beat him.
So they are now demanding more answers to find out what happened, and they say police just didn't do enough when they first reported him missing. The local sheriff's office even says that they were not aware of a missing person in the area until days later when Quawan's body was found.
It takes time for some of this evidence to come forward, because it takes a while for toxicology to come back.
We've been talking with the family's lawyer and members of Quawan's family who say that they just want to find out more about what happened to this 15-year-old.
Ignition, liftoff.
1 Alpha.
Roger, 1 Alpha. Godspeed, Resilience.
It was a successful launch of the SpaceX Crew Dragon Resilience here at the Kennedy Space Center. It is now on its way to the International Space Station. 4 astronauts are on board. It'll take about 28 hours for those astronauts to reach the International Space Station. And then once they're there, they're going to stay there for about 6 months. They're going to be conducting transformational research, NASA says, including biomedical research. Research that NASA says could actually help in the next pandemic. So we're going to be looking very closely at that and what they discover there. But 6 months of study right there on the International Space Station. Victor Glover, we should tell you, the astronaut, he's going to be making history too, because he's going to become the first black astronaut to live on the ISS.
I can't wait to go up above 100 kilometers and to live on the space station, and that fascination that I look forward to sharing with people, I have it as well. It burns bright.
So a lot of milestones here with the commercial space program at the Kennedy Space Center.
I feel like I'm part of the class, like every part of it.
Like so many kids, Gianna Henderson is learning in her living room this year. But she's seeing and hearing everything that happens in her classroom.
So badly. Yeah, perfect.
Thanks in part to Bob.
So Bob, he is like a little robot. So he will follow the teacher wherever she goes.
Bob is what the 3rd graders at Heritage Heights Academy named their swivel camera.
So you plug it into the fancy little holder here.
Every classroom got a swivel this year. The cameras track teachers as they move around the room and they pick up the voices of other students in the class. This 5th grade class has 9 students in person and 10 learning remotely, but they do the same work at the same time. Teachers say the biggest challenge is engaging both groups of kids simultaneously. The swivel helps with that.
It allows me to be free in the classroom, but also the kids at home don't feel so much like they're just talking to a screen. It feels more interactive.